Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at some law reports which have come out in a consolidated form. They are called the Court of Protection Law Reports, Consolidated Volume from 2008 to 2011, and they've been edited by Mr. Justice Baker. They're from Jordan Publishing, and it's this book here. It's a heavy book. It runs into a very large number of pages, nearly 1,200 altogether, but it is very much of a standard case law report structured book, dealing specifically with, obviously there are the tables of cases there, dealing specifically with those matters involving the Court of Protection. There's an interesting structured index at the back which you can have a look at, which actually shows you the subject matter of the case, and then it actually gives you the case reference itself, which is quite helpful. Let me give you an example of the standard sort of case. You see it's very much in the law report mould, and of course you've got the name of the person who's actually written the law report included as well. I think they're extremely useful. They will be very helpful for anybody involved in this particular area of law, which is a specialist area. Now, we've written a review on the web. We've given it the title, Prior to the Quarterly Reports, here in one volume and 50 cases reported since the implementation of the Mental Capacity Act 2005 are the actual law reports themselves, and they're very helpful. And this is basically what we say. We say that the Mental Capacity Act of 2005 introduced changes in the law to protect persons lacking mental capacity, and that's following which a new statutory Court of Protection was created for the specific purpose of being able to make decisions on behalf of those lacking the capacity to make them. So this is a change in the law, and many people will be familiar with it, but we're just setting the scene. It's important to mention here, of course, that the Court of Protection presides not only in respect of welfare issues, but is also empowered to make decisions about property and financial issues and related matters which are entrusted to those who manage the affairs of incapacitated adults. And in 2009, the next major reform of note, known as the Deprivation of Liberty Safeguards, came into effect, and as a result a significant body of case law has been generated by the new court, and subsequently, of course, the Court of Appeal. With a view to ensuring that this body of case law is made more readily available to a wider audience, the decision was made that the new Court of Protection reports were to be published quarterly, starting in 2012, thereby making them more accessible to lawyers and other professional groups concerned with the welfare of vulnerable adults, and of course children. The major cases therefore decided before 2012 have been compiled and presented in this actual volume, except of course that the names of the vulnerable parties themselves are omitted, as we know. The book is therefore referred to by the Editor-in-Chief as a preliminary volume, and as such it consolidates over 50 key cases since the 2005 Act. There's no doubt that the publication of this important work of reference from Jordan's and the subsequent quarterly reports will enhance public understanding of the scope and variety of what is challenging work in this area undertaken by the Court of Protection and the way in which it operates. And I think it's a great contribution to the modern law that we now have in this area. So thank you to Jordan's and to the Editor-in-Chief, Mr. Justice Baker, and all the other people who have written the individual reports. We're very grateful to you for the work you've done in this area. Thank you. Bye-bye.